All right, well, I was just watching the game with you all thinking, well, while the basketball refs are calling fouls, some people in Montgomery County are kind of doing the same thing. The county executive there, Mark Elrich, despite all the state money from gambling that's pouring into education, is proposing this week a 10% hike in property tax revenue because he says local schools are simply beginning to fall behind. Today, I asked the director of Maryland's Lottery and Gaming Control Agency, John Martin, to go through the numbers with us and explain just how much money from all the new sports betting is going to state schools.
We anticipate on an annual basis, once the sports wagering platforms are fully operational, which may not be until the beginning of 2024, but annually we should be generating $25 to $30 million, again, earmarked specifically for the Blueprint for Maryland's Future Fund.
That's a lot of money, but keep in mind the Blueprint for Maryland's Future on education spending is calling for an additional $3.8 billion in additional school spending in the next 10 years. That means sports betting will only cover roughly 8% of the growth in education spending the state is planning. Martin reminded me that casino gambling is a much larger contributor to school spending.
On the gaming side, we had over $600 million last year from casino revenues that went towards the Maryland Education Trust Fund. And again, we're on pace to exceed that number in fiscal 23.
That's also a lot of money, but it's already being spent, and it's not enough to cover the growth in school spending called for in Maryland's Blueprint. In Montgomery County, County Executive Mark Elrich says school performance figures are lagging some other counties. Wednesday, he proposed a 10% hike in property taxes to keep up with neighboring jurisdictions.
Howard County's property tax rate is $1.25, and Frederick's is $1.06, and we're 99 cents. So again, people aren't fleeing us over the taxes. It's other things that are going on. And we need to do things that they're doing in order to have better success in places like the school system.
In short, Montgomery County is running up against the fact that gambling in Maryland, even with the sports wagering, is simply not feeding completely the appetite for additional spending on schools here in this state. In Annapolis, some lawmakers are now talking about expanding gambling even further to take the casino gambling that's going on inside places like MGM and putting it on your phone for online betting the same way sports wagering is going right now. Those bills are being discussed right now. They haven't passed yet. Reporting live at MGM National Harbor, Scott Broom, WUSA 9.